Hello, friends. Today, something unusual is unfolding on Canadian soil. The Swedish royal family has begun a rare 3-day state visit to Canada. King Carl Gustaf, Sweden's longest reigning monarch, along with Queen Sylvia, has landed in Ottawa and will continue to Montreal until Thursday. On paper, it looks ceremonial. In reality, it's far more strategic. Because behind the royal arrival sits a much bigger conversation. Saab, one of Europe's most powerful defense giants, is pushing forward with a proposal that could reshape Canada's aerospace future. Discussions are underway with the Liberal government about assembling Gripen fighter jets right here on Canadian soil. And with that possibility comes a staggering promise: up to 10,000 jobs in research, development, and high-tech manufacturing. This isn't just a handshake and a photo op. Saab has publicly signaled that they are ready to transfer advanced technology directly to Canada, something very few nations are ever offered. And that's why, the moment the Scandinavian king stepped onto a Canadian airfield, the atmosphere shifted. Defense strategists, policymakers, even military veterans immediately sensed the deeper meaning. What looked like a polite diplomatic gesture suddenly felt like the opening move in a much larger geopolitical play, where diplomacy, defense strategy, and global competition intersect at a critical point in Canada's history. Because let's be honest, Canada hasn't faced a military decision this consequential in decades. And the arrival of King Carl Gustaf didn't just add elegance to the moment. It added pressure, it added momentum, it added urgency to a debate that has been simmering beneath the surface for years. Who will control the future of Canada's skies? The defense community knew instantly this was not symbolic, not even close. Canada has been wrestling with a complex dilemma regarding its aging fighter fleet, and suddenly a monarch's visit has become the spark that accelerates that national conversation. And in my opinion, when a royal visit triggers strategic speculation across 2 continents, the story is bigger than anyone expected. Canada's fighter fleet is at a critical point. The aging CF-18 Hornets, in service since the 1980s, remain reliable but are showing their age. Maintenance costs are rising, capabilities are limited, and the debate over their future is intensifying. The government plans to buy F-35s, but the contract isn't finalized, leaving room for alternatives. That's where Sweden's Saab steps in, offering the Gripen E, a 4.5 generation fighter praised for efficiency, versatility, and lower costs compared to heavier 5th generation jets. Sweden didn't just send a corporate team, they sent their king, signaling this isn't a standard sale. The Gripen E fits Canada's needs perfectly: air-to-air combat, precision strikes, surveillance, and electronic warfare, all with rapid adaptability. In my view, Canada isn't just choosing a jet, it's shaping the future of its Air Force for decades. Cost is a critical factor in Canada's long-term defense planning, and the Gripen E stands out. Saab claims it has one of the lowest life cycle costs among modern fighters: less fuel, simpler maintenance, and smaller ground crews. For a country with vast territories and remote northern regions, controlling operational costs is essential to maintain readiness over decades. Beyond cost, the Gripen E is packed with advanced technology. Its ASA radar offers broad situational awareness, and its networked systems allow aircraft, ground units, and command centers to share data in real time. Canada's geography gives the Gripen a unique edge. It can operate from short runways, improvised airstrips, and even highways, allowing rapid deployment in regions that lack full bases. Sweden isn't just selling jets, they're offering a long-term industrial partnership with technology transfer, Canadian aerospace participation, and thousands of high-skilled jobs. In short, the Gripen E promises flexibility, affordability, and strategic advantage, all tailored to Canada's needs. Sweden's approach aligns closely with Canada's Industrial and Regional Benefits Program, which requires defense contracts to return value to the Canadian economy. Saab has indicated it is ready to exceed baseline requirements, offering technology transfer, Canadian production, and high-skilled jobs, strengthening its appeal in a country where industrial participation matters as much as technical performance. Timing also matters. Sweden recently joined NATO after decades of military non-alignment, a shift driven by European security concerns following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Partnering with a fellow NATO ally simplifies training, coordination, and joint operations, enhancing interoperability as countries modernize their forces. Yet, challenges remain. The F-35 program already has political momentum, Canadian aerospace involvement, and deep integration with U.S. defense systems. Its stealth, sensors, and NORAD alignment make it a strong contender. Canada's fighter decision goes far beyond jets. It touches continental defense, Arctic security, industrial growth, and technological sovereignty. At stake is not just an aircraft choice, but Canada's long-term identity as a nation navigating an increasingly complex global landscape. Sweden's interest highlights Canada's strategic importance. Its geography, alliances, and global influence make it a highly coveted partner. A successful Gripen deal would send ripples through the international defense market, showcasing the power of collaborative industrial programs. At the same time, it touches on Canada's national identity. For years, Canada prided itself on independence and innovation, but watching Sweden advance confidently revived an uneasy comparison. While Ottawa wrestles with bureaucracy and external oversight, Sweden moves on its own terms, flying the Gripen E with remarkable freedom. Footage of the Gripen E cutting through snow-covered landscapes and taking off from isolated roads and rugged airstrips underscored this difference. Minimal support, rapid deployment, and self-reliance, qualities built into the aircraft system, stood in contrast to Canada's F-35 experience, where every maintenance checkpoint, software update, and system change requires outside approval. Canadian technicians quickly realized they were working within limits set elsewhere, unable to modify their own F-35s without approval. For a country that once led in cutting-edge aerospace technology, this was a stark reminder of what had been lost. Conversations began to shift. Officials and strategists stopped focusing solely on stealth or combat capabilities. The discussion turned to something the F-35 couldn't offer: autonomy. Saab's Gripen program emphasizes exactly that. Countries gain full technology access, the ability to assemble aircraft domestically, develop software in-house, and create long-term maintenance hubs, preserving command over their own systems. For many, this represents true ownership. For Canada, it's a reminder: independence cannot be bought. It must be protected and trusted. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more insights.